Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to kind of dive into the world of maritime shipping,
Okay.
specifically the complex world of hazardous materials.
Right?
Those giant container ships you see out there.
Right.
Well, they carry everything from everyday items that we all use
Yeah.
to, yeah, dangerous
Yeah.
goods to keep things safe. There's this rule book called the IMDG code.
Okay.
It's short for the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code.
Got it.
It's kind of like a giant puzzle where each container is a piece,
Okay.
and the code helps fit them together without causing any well explosions.
That's a great analogy. It really highlights the challenge of keeping those shipments safe. Think
Right.
about it. You've got containers filled with flammable liquids, explosives, corrosive substances, all packed together on a ship.
It's mind-boggling.
Ah.
But we've got some exciting news.
Okay.
There's this new AI-powered system called IMDGGenie.ai that's changing the game.
Interesting.
It's like having a super smart assistant who knows the IMDG code inside and out. I'm really curious to learn how it works.
Well, IMDGGenie.ai is all about making shipping safer and more efficient.
Okay.
And it does this by acting as a virtual IMDG expert.
Okay.
Imagine having a team of specialized AI agents working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure everything runs smoothly.
Okay, that sounds intriguing. But before we dive into the AI, can you kind of paint a picture of the challenges that IMDGGenie.ai is tackling?
You bet. Let's start with the sheer volume of global freight.
Okay.
It's growing rapidly, which means more goods are being shipped, including those hazardous materials.
Right.
This increase in volume brings increased complexity and risk.
So more ships, more containers, more potential for something to go wrong.
Exactly. And then there's the IMDG code itself.
Okay.
It's not a static document. It's constantly evolving with new regulations and updates.
Right.
On top of that, you have various global and country-specific rules like RID, ADR, PSA, you name it.
Right.
It's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, it sounds like a compliance nightmare, even for seasoned shipping professionals.
It can be. And that's not all. We also have to factor in human error.
Right.
Manually classifying, verifying, and segregating all those dangerous goods is time-consuming and prone to mistakes.
That's understandable, right?
Yeah,
Humans get tired, they might miss a detail. It's a high-pressure environment.
absolutely. And all that manual work, checking documents, making calculations, double-checking everything, it slows down operations, costing time and money.
Right.
So you can see why a solution like IMDGGenie.ai is so exciting. It tackles these challenges head-on.
Okay, you've piqued my interest. Let's talk about this AI dream team. What kind of agents are we talking about here?
Think of it this way. IMDGGenie.ai has specialized agents for different tasks, just like a well-coordinated team.
Okay.
First, we have the screener. Imagine a digital detective that scans shipping documents for any undeclared or misdeclared dangerous goods.
So it's like having an extra set of eyes catching those potentially dangerous oversights before anything leaves the port.
Exactly. It's all about prevention. Then we have the validator. This agent acts like a meticulous inspector, checking all documents against the latest IMDG code requirements in real time. It ensures everything is compliant and up to snuff.
So it's not just about catching errors, but making sure every I is dotted and every T is crossed, so to speak.
Precisely. And finally, there's the segregator. This is where things get really interesting. The segregator simulates container loading and provides optimal stowage solutions to ensure different dangerous goods are safely segregated.
It's like a virtual Tetris master, fitting all those hazardous pieces together in a way that keeps everything safe during transport.
That's a fantastic analogy. The segregator minimizes the risk of those dangerous reactions by keeping incompatible goods at a safe distance.
That's impressive. So we have a screener, a validator, and a segregator. This AI team sounds incredible.
They work together seamlessly to provide a comprehensive solution for IMDG compliance. And to really appreciate the value of these AI agents, you need to understand the potential consequences of getting things wrong. Maritime incidents involving dangerous goods are a sobering reminder of the stakes.
Yeah, you're right. These aren't just abstract concepts. We're talking about real-world incidents with, serious consequences.
Exactly. Remember the Mears-Konam incident back in 2018?
Uh-huh.
A fire on board that massive container ship led to the tragic loss of 5 crew members.
Wow.
Plus, the damage to the vessel and cargo was extensive.
That's a heartbreaking reminder of just how dangerous these situations can be.
And sadly, it's not unique.
Right.
In 2019, the KMTC Hong Kong had a fire breakout in a container filled with hazardous chemicals.
Oh, wow.
The crew had to evacuate, and it caused major disruption to shipping operations.
It seems like these incidents underscore the need for robust safety measures and
Yeah,
why strict adherence to the IMDG code is so crucial.
absolutely. And that's where IMDGenie.ai steps in as an extra layer of protection, ensuring these vital regulations are followed.
Oh.
Think of it as a vigilant guardian constantly working to prevent potential disasters.
Okay, so IMDGGenie.ai is like a safety net, but it's also about efficiency.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that those manual processes are time-consuming and costly.
Precisely. And as the volume of global trade keeps growing, the need for AI-powered solutions like IMDGGenie.ai becomes even more critical.
Sure.
It's not just about keeping up, it's about staying ahead of the curve.
Makes sense. So let's shift gears a bit. We've talked about the why behind IMDGGenie.ai. Now let's talk about the who. Who benefits from this technology?
Well, IMDGGenie.ai offers a unique set of advantages to everyone involved in container shipping.
Okay.
Let's start with the shippers and forwarders.
Okay.
They're the ones responsible for getting the cargo from point A to point B.
Right. They're the folks dealing with all the paperwork, the logistics, the stress of making sure their shipments are compliant.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine IMDGGenie.ai takes a lot off their plate.
Absolutely. For them, IMDGenie.ai is like having a super efficient assistant who handles the tedious parts of the job.
Right.
It streamlines documentation, reducing the time and effort it takes to prepare those shipping documents.
That sounds like a huge time saver.
It is. And because it automates the compliance checks,
Yeah.
it drastically reduces the risk of errors or omissions, the kind of things that can lead to delays, fines, or even rejection of shipments.
So peace of mind is a big part of the equation.
Absolutely. Knowing your shipments are compliant and in good hands.
Right.
Plus, let's not forget the competitive advantage.
Yeah.
In the fast-paced world of shipping, speed and efficiency are everything.
Right.
IMDGenie.ai helps shippers get their goods delivered faster and more reliably.
Okay.
That gives them an edge.
It's like having a secret weapon.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the container liners.
Okay.
These are the companies operating those massive ships that crisscross the oceans.
Right. They're the backbone of global trade, moving those millions of containers we talked about earlier.
They are. And for them, safety and compliance are top priorities. IMDGGenie.ai enhances their safety protocols by providing real-time monitoring and analysis of those dangerous goods shipments.
So it's like having an extra set of eyes on board, constantly checking to make sure everything is safe.
Precisely. It's a proactive approach to safety, catching potential issues before they become big problems.
Okay.
And it's not just about safety.
Right.
By optimizing container loading and stowage.
Yeah.
IMDGGenie.ai helps container liners make the most of the space they have.
So it's about efficiency, too. Making sure every inch of space on those ships is used wisely. That sounds like it could lead to significant cost savings.
It does. And happier customers, too. When things run smoothly, everyone's happy.
Okay, so we've covered the shippers, the forwarders, and the container liners.
Yes.
But what about the IMDG inspectors?
Right.
They play a crucial role in making sure everything's safe and compliant.
Exactly. IMDGGenie.ai takes care of the routine checks and data analysis,
Right.
freeing up inspectors to focus on the more complex tasks that require human expertise and judgment.
It's like having a high-tech sidekick, right?
You got it. IMDGGenie.ai provides them with the information and insights they need to make informed decisions, ultimately making everyone safer.
Okay.
It's a true partnership between human and artificial intelligence working together to keep those dangerous goods shipments safe and compliant.
This AI team is really making a difference. But I'm curious about the bigger picture here. You mentioned a story studio and continuous development of new AI-powered services. What's that all about? Story studio, that sounds intriguing. Is it like a think tank where you brainstorm new ways to apply AI to the world of shipping?
That's a great way to put it. The Story Studio is our innovation hub where we explore new possibilities and develop cutting-edge AI solutions. It's all about staying ahead of the curve and finding new ways to make shipping safer, more efficient, and more sustainable.
So you're not just building solutions for today's problems, but also anticipating the challenges of tomorrow.
Exactly. The shipping industry is constantly evolving, so we need to be ready for whatever comes next. And a big part of that is data. We're talking about using data-driven decision-making and predictive analytics to understand trends, anticipate potential issues, and create solutions before those issues even arise.
Can you give us an example of how that might work in practice?
Absolutely. Imagine being able to predict port congestion before it happens. That would allow shipping companies to adjust their routes and schedules, minimizing delays and keeping cargo moving smoothly. Or think about optimizing container stowage to minimize fuel consumption. That's good for the environment and the bottom line.
It sounds like you're building a crystal ball for the shipping industry, but one that's based on data and algorithms instead of magic.
That's a great analogy. We're using the power of AI to make shipping smarter and more efficient, and the Story Studio is where all those ideas come to life.
Okay, so the Story Studio is where you dream up these amazing AI solutions, and IMDGGenie.ai is a prime example of what comes out of that process. But how does IMDGenie.ai fit into the bigger picture of ContainerGenie.ai?
IMDGGenie.ai plays a crucial role in our vision for a fully integrated AI ecosystem for container shipping. Think of it as a key player on a team of specialized agents. We've already talked about some of the other members of that team: ScheduleGenie.ai, BookingGenie.ai, SciGenie.ai, and FuelGenie.ai.
Sounds like you're assembling a league of AI superheroes, each with its unique powers working together to save the day, or at least make shipping a lot smoother.
That's a fun way to think about it. Each of these genies tackles a different aspect of the shipping process, but they all share the same goal: to make shipping safer, more efficient, and more sustainable. And the beauty of it is that they're all interconnected, sharing data and insights to create a truly intelligent system.
So it's not just about individual solutions, but about creating a whole that's greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly. We're building a future where AI is seamlessly integrated into every aspect of container shipping.
Well, you've certainly given us a lot to think about today. It's clear that you're passionate about the potential of AI to transform the shipping industry, and it's been fascinating to hear your insights.
It's been my pleasure.
And I know our listeners have learned a lot about IMDGGenie.ai and the exciting possibilities of AI-powered shipping. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought. We've seen how AI can revolutionize dangerous goods handling. But think about all the other challenges in the world that could benefit from this kind of approach. What other genies might we see emerging in the years to come? Keep those questions in mind as you navigate the ever-evolving landscape of technology and innovation. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Until next time, stay curious.